Okay, if you haven't already heard, you know the situation with the 14-year-old. His mom got in an altercation. She was inside of an eatery restaurant. The son's outside. She texts him, "Hey, it's static up in here, man. This ain't going down." Son comes in there and sees what goes down. He pulls out the gun, but the charges has just been dropped. And I was just about to drop a story on this. A lot of people have, but the charges have been dropped, so a lot of things change as far as like what's going on with but check it out.
Breaking news this afternoon, prosecutors drop murder charges against a mother and her 14-year-old son. The teen was accused of shooting and killing a man who got into a fight with his mom at a restaurant. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ben Bradley.
I'm Jackie Bang in for Lourdes Duarte. Prosecutors say new evidence changed their minds.
Julian Cruz is live outside the Cook County Jail now with the latest. Julian?
Well, Ben and Jackie, in a surprise announcement, prosecutors dropping the first-degree murder charges and other offenses after reviewing the evidence, which includes store surveillance video and cell phone video. Family members, supporters, and community leaders over the weekend making the argument for self-defense. Can you guys talk to us? Carlisha Hood bypassing reporters outside the Cook County Jail as she steps into a waiting car. The 35-year-old and her 14-year-old son, who's been at a juvenile detention center, freed from custody today. Based upon our continued review, prosecutors say, and in light of emerging evidence today, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office has moved to dismiss the charges against Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son. After Hood and her unnamed 14-year-old son were arrested and charged last week with murdering a restaurant patron at Maxwell Express Restaurant at 116th and Halstead. Store surveillance video shows Hood getting into a fierce argument with 32-year-old Jeremy Brown. Hood texting her son for help. Witnesses describing how Brown started punching her, and at the very moment Hood's son steps into the doorway, according to witnesses, the 14-year-old reaching into his pocket for a gun and opening fire. At last week's bond hearing, prosecutors revealing that the 14-year-old was ordered by his mother to keep shooting as an already wounded Brown staggered out into the parking lot, authorities later declaring the 32-year-old dead. Many questions remain at this hour. For one thing, prosecutors say Hood had a valid firearm owner's identification card, but of course it was her 14-year-old son, according to investigators, who fired the deadly shots. At the Cook County Jail,
like, I'm sure everybody wants to know, just like I want to know, the million-dollar question, the elephant in the room. What were those new circumstances that made them all of a sudden just drop this? Like, what were those circumstances? Did they know him? I mean, did the mother know him? Was that like a domestic situation? Like, something's up. Like, I'm sure it's going to come out really soon. What was the new information that made this where it was justifiable, like to with no doubt? Like, they immediately dropped the charges. That's crazy. And then the fact that it was the mother's gun. Like, why you getting him to shoot? Like, you got the gun, you registered for it, but you can't shoot. Like, you can't shoot nobody. You want everybody shot out there. He even had to wrestle it, your own gun from you, so you wouldn't shoot the girl that was alleged to be agitating the situation. That was Buddy's girlfriend, I believe, the other guy that got shot. And you want her shot. You want him to keep shooting the guy that was staggering out. Like, he hit him one time, staggered him, right? And then he hit him 2 more times in the back. 2 more after he was already staggered him and trying to, get away from the situation or whatever, right? I had previously did a video on this that's still relevant information as far as, like, sons, don't let the wrong type of mother trick you off the streets. I don't think any mother really should be calling the son firsthand if it's a real situation going on. I think she should call the people who are really going to take care of it. Don't go outside of the law, take matters into your own hand, or you really keeping it in the streets. And you know how that can play out. That can play out all messed up. But the way this happened, I don't know the circumstances behind it. So I won't say too much as far as like just trying to get too much on that, because if it's really nothing, then revenge killings happen, in these type of areas, like, and it just keeps happening like a purge or something. And the laws seem to be lenient towards that purge type of mentality or whatever, right? But a mother shouldn't look at this situation with John Morant. He don't storm through the mall, created pandemonium. Man, the man don't barricaded himself in the back, jog out by 30 or 40 with him. They like, you gotta come out sometime. Like, Ja ain't the leader. He the leader of the pack in the middle. The endorsements. This man a whole NBA star, his mama called him. And that's not the only occasion his mama don't call him on. You saw the mom that called on the cold fries. He came, he asked the dude to step outside. He stepped outside like crazy, and he shot him because it's a soft spot for them mom. You better say nothing to my mama. Kill him. Like, it's just a soft spot for the mom, man. Kind of like maniac like little spot right there. But we'll keep an eye out for it and wait to see the information that's gonna come out. But that's all I really have on that. We out.